Feel free to disagree, but Nico Iamaleava is the most exciting quarterback to watch for this upcoming college football season. While Carson Beck is surely the top dog, pun intended, Nico Iamaleava is the top talent. I say this for multiple reasons. His blend of size, arm talent, and athleticism is truly uncanny. Five-star quarterbacks flop every year. Okay, 6'6" five-star quarterbacks flop even more often. You hardly ever see a quarterback over 6'5" see a ton of success at this level, and especially at the next level. One of the main reasons being because their throwing motions are usually as long as they are. Nico doesn't have that problem. His throwing motion isn't compact, but it is very fluid and quick. So he doesn't really have an issue that most of these taller quarterbacks have when it comes to their release. Also, one thing I really liked watching his tape in the Cheez-Its Bowl and his spring game that was different than his high school football tape is that his weight distribution on his feet changed. In high school, he threw off his back leg far too often, okay? But in that Cheez-Its game and in the spring game, you're seeing that he has a really nice base now. So he's been working with Coach Hype and their quarterback coaches tremendously, and you can tell in his footwork. Also, his athleticism just jumps off the tape. It just jumps off the screen. He probably takes too many hits and needs to get down a little bit more because he's not a huge guy. He's very tall, but he's not a very big guy. So you don't want him taking too many hits, especially if you're a Tennessee Volunteer fan. But he's showing you he has the athleticism to be dynamic, both as a runner and a thrower. Now let's talk about that arm talent. Iamaleava has a huge arm. He can rip it from the hash to the sideline with absolutely no issue. He can be a vertical thrower with absolutely no issue. All right. Also, I think what's really going to be the telling factor with this Tennessee team is how effective are they going to be in the trenches. I've heard a lot of good things. People are really excited about the O-line, about the D-line, but we're going to focus on the O-line. In the tape that I saw, the O-line did not look good at all. In the Cheez-Its game, did not look good. In the spring game, did not look good. But I'll give them a little bell. Those are very difficult games to judge a team by and to judge offensive line by, because you got to take into account who's not playing, how they're rotating. They're trying to figure some things out. So it's not a great example of what they can be. It's not a true detector of what their potential is. So if their offensive line can hold up for him in this upcoming season and give him time, the sky's the limit. In his tape, he evades the pocket too quickly, gives up on plays too quickly. So if he learns how to not give up on plays too quickly and bail, because once you leave the pocket, you absolutely cut off one half of the field. You lose 50% of your options just like that. And if he learns how to stay in there, read, go through his progressions, he'll be a monster. But only time will tell if Iamaleava will live up to his hype, his Josh hype. Okay, that was pretty bad. But only time will tell if he'll live up to his hype. I personally, coming in, I did have him ranked higher than Dante Moore in that 23 class. I did have him ranked higher than Arch Manning in that class as well. But, you know, none of them to this point have done anything to make you super excited. It's not really their fault. Nico has one start under his belt. Arch has none. Dante Moore has a little bit more time on the field, but hasn't really done anything to make you go, wow. So we'll see if that class can live up to all the hype that they had. In this season, we'll get a very good look at Nico. We'll get a good look at Dante in a fresh start in Oregon, and we'll see if they can live up. Now, one name I didn't mention is Malachi Nelson, because he's actually someone I had ranked higher than all of the other quarterbacks in that class. He's now going to be the starting quarterback for Dirk Cutter at Boise State. So that's another one to keep an eye on. I'm very interested to see what Malachi Nelson can do as a starting quarterback under Dirk Cutter with all of his NFL experience. The thing with that Tennessee schedule is you got to face Alabama, you got to face Georgia, you got to face Oklahoma, you got to face Florida. So they're going to put him through a gauntlet right away. And if he can win, let's say 2 out of 4 of those games, I'd be very impressed. Those are just some of the reasons why I think that Nico would be must-watch TV this upcoming season, but that's just my opinion. So feel free to disagree. You be you, I'll be me.